All right, here's one for the road, another story time. So I worked in the Malay Mail in the late 90s through the early 2000s. Me being in this tabloid newspaper was a banishment. Before that, I was with the Straits Times and I was with the feature desk. So this lady who ran the show just couldn't stand me. You know, she couldn't put up with me. So while I was on leave, 2 days before I report back to work, she called me and said, "Look, you've been transferred to the Malay Mail. Goodbye." I said, well, "Okay, no problem. You know, another prospect. You know, try to reinvent myself in the business." So I joined the Malay Mail. So like I said in my previous video, if the Straits Times, you know, you liken it as the army, you know, with all the branches and what, the Malay Mail is the Marines. So when you get banished to the Malay Mail, it's make or break. And the make factor is that, you know, you become a better reporter. You write concise report. You deal with speed and accuracy. And Malay Mail being an afternoon tabloid, they operate almost around the clock. You know, you got people coming in morning shift, work 9 to 5, and then you have a mid shift person. He works from 4 o'clock right up to midnight. And the last guy on call is a guy who comes in at midnight, 12 o'clock to 8 in the morning. So that's the Malay Mail, you know. So anything that happen in all these so-called God-forsaken hours gets reported the following day when the paper comes out in the afternoon. So a lot of great stories come out when incidents happen at ungodly hours. So down the chain of command, you have the Malay Mail editor, then you have news editor, assistant news editor, and so on. So these are very important people who put the paper together. Unfortunately, I have to work and I have to put up with this news editor guy at the time, who is one of the most unpopular person in the entire establishment. You know, he has his favorite people. Some people don't, under his so-called protection, don't work shift. You know, they get their weekends off. They don't work on public holiday. So being an outspoken person, I speak my mind. You know, I tell it as it is. This guy put me on midnight shift for nearly a year. I think 6 months straight I work midnight. So when he comes to work, you know, his hair still wet from the shower. He just comes to work and all that, you know, totally fuck face. Maybe he had a bad time at home. He just don't want to see my face. Later day I know, under the labor law, you cannot make a person work midnight shift, you know, like 6 months, half a year in a row. And ultimately, I kind of like questioned this, you know. I took it up to some people who are very familiar with the labor law, and they say, "Hey, you need to fuck this guy up, because why? He made you work night shift 6 months in a row, and you know, how come you are being victimized?" Then I say, "Oh yeah, man, you know, I come to work midnight, 8 o'clock in the morning. I clock off. You know, I don't get any break. Even on my off days, I come back to work, it's midnight, 12 midnight to 8 a.m. And some of these people, they got off easy. And to nail it on the head, okay, this news editor guy, I had a job in Brickfields with an assigned photographer, this guy Sugumaran, the photographer. Then I got a call on my cell phone, said the shift editor said, "Look, you know, drop everything, go to Sunway Pyramid, there's a robbery." I said, yeah, okay. I went to, you know, I rode my scooter, went to Sunway with my colleague and all that. interviewed some eyewitness. Someone was shot. One of the security guards was shot with a M16 assault rifle. So the story went front page. So the next day, okay, just to fuck me up, this news editor guy told the people who cleared the copy, his lackey and all that, hey, good job, very well done. He commended the people behind the scene. So I was there, I reported the thing, my byline appeared on front page. Not a single mention. Okay, that's how fucked up this guy is. And you get what you give. So ultimately, the news editor guy was transferred to the higher echelon. He went to the Straits Times, and I finished my work. I went to the National Press Club at Jalan Tangsi. His lackey, there was this assistant editor, another newly minted assistant editor he was singing karaoke. So this piece of shit news editor was singing a number from the Beatles, so Let It Be. So me in the background having a beer, I had a good laugh because what a piece of shit. But then again, he was sad because why? He had to relinquish power to go to a higher echelon. But in the Straits Times, you're from the Malay Mail, so the Straits Times people look down on the Malay Mail people. You are worth nothing, People view you like you're a dog. So this guy went on and all that, and somehow or other his gig in the Straits Times lasted about maybe a year and all that. So he rotated back to the world. He went back to Malay Mail and all, and continued his gig. But since he was not there, his absence, right? People just flew past him and all that. I think his popularity waned. He finally quit to join a smaller newspaper. He went to the Sun. So, okay, goodbye to you. This goes to show that people who are abusive, they abuse their power, they abuse, the authority set on them. Instead of training reporters, shaping them into better writers, this guy did the other way around. He bullied people, he fucking, condescending, he talked down on people and all that. Then ultimately, out the door, go and work in another newspaper. And then, my take on this is, when you do a job, you do it well, you treat people well, people will remember you. People say good things about you, past and present. Even after you kick the bucket, you die. People have good memories about you because you empower them. You teach them what you know. You improve them. So I think being a good sifu is something like teaching people, and when they are out on their own, right? Whatever they do, if they do it well, it's a reflection of you. So this comeback, he did the other way around. He fucked people up. He made people's life miserable, and people leave the company. So when you have an establishment, you have the chain of command. You're the leader, and people who you leave the building, right? You got to ask yourself, am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? So I look back, and then many years later, there was this so-called Malay Mail reunion, right? So I met the news editor guy. Oh, you? He said, yeah, you're such a difficult person. I said, look, you are talking to me and telling me I'm a difficult person, but how about yourself, right? If you're so full of shit and you're so loving it, and the reason why you leave the establishment, you're a broken man. So here I am, I work my way, I get the job done. I don't expect anything, I don't expect people to say praises. So I just do my job, and then it's all very basic, right? You get what you give. You treat people nice, you treat people well, you get back as a return. So yeah, that's Malay Mail. So more Malay Mail things to come. Thanks for watching.